I woke up thinking about faith and love, and it has to do with my parents. I was thinking about their past. There was a time when we were homeless, and I was thinking about like how they had no support system, which is something that I've experienced in life, like even through the church, right? And I was thinking about, man, if they would have had a support system, how different maybe our lives, all of our lives, would have been. And then I started thinking about God and love, and I'm like, the reason why there's so many people suffering and hurting, and I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about in the heart. The reason is because there's a lack of love, a severe lack of love, and there's even a very severe lack of love within the church, because a lot of people saying they follow God don't understand that following Him, that true faith, is allowing Him to change us into His image, and He is love. And then as we are changed into His image, we are able to overlook people's outer actions, and we are able to love them like He loves. And there was the point in time where my family and we were homeless, living in a car. And I know my dad was offered a job and he didn't take it at the time, but then I was thinking about that, and I was like, my dad was he was an active addiction, and so at this point in the car, he was probably going through withdrawal. So one, he's going through withdrawal, right? Two, he's still carrying all the pain of his childhood, which is why he was numbing and not able to numb it, right? And then three, he's got the weight of the world with two children and a wife and a car depending on him to get a roof over their head. Like, talk about heavy, right? And I just thought, like, maybe, not just the job being offered, but like maybe a heart-to-heart conversation. Maybe going to his first AA meeting with him. Maybe helping my mom to look for temporary housing. Those would have been acts of love. Those are the types of things that God calls us to do. But a lot of us, we do like things that aren't really going to cause us to sacrifice anything, because then we can feel good, right, that we're doing something, but we're deceiving ourselves because we're not loving like God loves. And it made me think about this video. This young man is on here saying that he hasn't eaten in 8 days, and a woman had commented and she said, I went to your profile to see where you're located so I could help you, but then I saw your other videos and it looks like you need Jesus. And I just couldn't believe what I was reading, that she decided not to help him because she didn't agree with him, who he is, or how he acts in other videos. And so she determined that he wasn't worth food. So essentially, like, living, right? And this is somebody representing Christ. And I thought, no wonder people hate God. Because God doesn't look at us. He's not looking at that young man saying, oh, look at you. Look at those outer things you do. Forget it. He's going to draw him with love. And what an opportunity if you're able to help somebody like that. Like financially, or like to give them food. What an opportunity for God to love on them and maybe change their hearts. But this is the state of not just the world, but the church. Because people aren't allowing God. They're not having active faith. They're not allowing God to change them into His image, which is love. They're not willing to make sacrifices so that other people can have freedom in life too. They aren't willing to let God change them or use them. And that's why this world is suffering. And that's why people reject God and go to the enemy.